Well, we made it through the weekend. My weekend was very interesting on multiple levels, and emotionally challenging, but we all had those moments, right? The exciting thing about Monday is that any of the issues that we could not resolve over the weekend, we can now resolve this week, right? Even if those issues are painful to resolve, the good news is they can be resolved as long as we put forth the effort. I find that, especially in difficult situations, it's better to actually do the thing you like the least and be upfront about any shortcomings, and allow the progression to happen, rather than holding it back and letting it build. Just that doesn't make a lot of sense. So let me tell you, there is a fantastic open letter that I'm going to read to you. It is signed by Jeanette S. Jeanette S. And, we usually do a quote, an inspirational quote. Today we're going to do a deep thought. And she starts off quoting Forrest Gump. And she says, "I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is." Okay? That'll be our quote for the day. I'm going to push that on our Twitter account here shortly. And here's her letter. It's really fantastic. She says, "Recently a friend told me that she's never seen Forrest Gump before, which is a crime in my house. So I made her watch the movie with me. In light of recent events, this movie has taken on a new meaning for me. Though Forrest and Jenny start like peas and carrots, each of them soon got swept up by a different one of America's 20th century cultural currents. Forrest's path was classically American, going to college, playing football, serving his country, starting his own business, and going to church. Jenny, on the other hand, dabbles in counterculture, dropping out of college, becoming a beatnik, then a hippie, joining the anti-war protests, indulging in the sex, drugs, and rock and roll of the 70s. In these two characters, I saw a reflection of today's America, with one side supporting the American tradition and the other opposing it. Jenny's path finds her used and abused multiple times, first as a sex worker and then as a girlfriend. While she experiences momentary freedom as a hippie, she eventually devolves into a groupie who steals from the musicians she sleeps with and hits her lowest point when she attempts suicide. But Forrest never stops loving Jenny, no matter how much their path is deviated from each other. He gets rejected by her multiple times, but remains there for her through everything. Never imposing, never selfish, never angry, always altruistic. It's precisely because of Forrest's love that Jenny is able to find happiness in the end. And it's a kind of love that I think we can use more of in our society today. 2020 has shown me the destructive power of the forces that are working against our traditional values. Coming from a communist country, I know that these forces don't just destroy their enemies, they also destroy the same people who advocate for them. Many people around me don't truly understand these forces, however, and they're people I cared for deeply. Like Jenny, they were attracted to the prospect of freedom that these forces offered. And, like Jenny, they're unable to see the destruction that these forces could cause to a person. It's not easy, but I think that the best thing I can do for them is to be their Forrest. Even though they may seem to be confident in their decisions now, I have to be there for them with compassion and patience. I have to love them simply and selflessly. I have to stay firm in my own convictions and not give up. For history tells me that one day they might regret their decisions. When that day comes, they're going to need someone there to help bring them back. Signed, Jeanette S. What a fantastic letter. Whew. And it goes a little bit deeper than that. I'd like to take this a little bit deeper. If you never have seen Forrest Gump, I will tell you, go see it. I mean, it's highly entertaining. Highly entertaining. A little bit cheeky. But if we're going to analyze the movie the way Jeanette does, it needs to go a little bit deeper. Because she says Forrest is the traditional American experience. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. But here's the problem. If Forrest is the traditional American experience and Jenny is the counterculture, in both cases, there is a rotting underbelly that allows each of them to move down those paths, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the easiest one first, which is Jenny. Now, we're never outright told what kind of abuse Jenny had at her home, but we know that there was some kind of abuse. Physical, sexual, verbal, it doesn't matter. She was heavily abused as a child. And because she was abused as a child, her mantra became run. And for Forrest, it was run, Forrest, run. Run away from the hard things. Run away. Don't stand up to it. Just get out. Right? Which serves both of them well for a period of time. Right? But the thing that leads Jenny to her counterculture is the fact that in the United States, there is a subsection of people who create misery for other people around them. And that environment in which those people are raised and live in absolutely contribute to a rebellion of what is currently in place. That's why there is a counterculture, right? Because the environment failed the child. Now, this isn't to say that the child can't rise above the environment. Don't take it from me from that way. That's not it. We all have a choice. We can rise above our circumstance. It's not to say that she's purely a victim. She's not. She's making decisions that make her life harder. But she's making those decisions. Oh, Astral says good morning. And I will tell Astral, good morning, my friend. How you doing? We're in the middle of a deep thought here. On the other side, we have Forrest Gump. And while he did have the classic American experience of going to college, serving his country, etc., etc., etc. Keep in mind, that was not free, right? That just didn't happen. Do you remember the scene where his mother has to sleep with the principal in order to allow him to stay in school? Do you remember that? And the principal comes out from that get-together with his mother and tells Forrest, "Boy, your mama sure loves you." You see, that's the other rotting underside belly of society, right? We have quote-unquote decent people who create barriers that shouldn't probably be there, right? And then the parents sometimes make sacrifices, deep sacrifices, to make sure that their children get the classic American experience. In both cases, both Forrest and Jenny were results of a rotting underbelly, right? But the difference is, on one side, you had parents or an environment that was willing to sacrifice for them to allow them to have the opportunity to excel. Not that they could excel just from what the sacrifice was, but they had the opportunity to do so. Whereas on Jenny's side, there was no opportunity created. She would have had to create that opportunity to excel on her own and rise above her circumstance. But other than that, I think that this analogy of Forrest Gump is absolutely spot on by Jeanette S. And so I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment. We're going to push out the quote, "I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is," on our Twitter feed. So let's do that. Let's go to Twitter. There we go. We're at Occam, AKH, the number 4M. If you do follow, I will push the quote out to you. I try to do it every day, but I'm not perfect. Let's take a look here. Oh, is this what it is? Yep. Let's see. "I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is." Forrest Gump. All right, we're going to push on out. Great. And by the way, at the end of the day, my dear friends, love is sacrifice, isn't it? Love is sacrifice, and Forrest's mother demonstrated love through her sacrifice. And she sacrificed quite a bit for him on multiple levels. Okay. Let's go into our spiritual reading for the day. Pull up our timer here. Remember, again, you don't have to believe as I do, but if this uplifts you, if this gives you inspiration, then I think it's worth our time. As always, I believe what I'm reading, but I do not require you to do the same. All right, let's see, 10 minutes. Let's just call it 9:10. I guess 9:08. Why not? Okay, let's do that. Do we have it going? We do. Good. So here we go. "And it came to pass that they did worship the Lord and go forth with me, and we did work timbers of curious workmanship. And the Lord did show me from time to time after what manner I should work the timbers of the ship. Now, I, Nephi, did not work the timbers after the manner which was learned by men. Neither did I build the ship after the manner of men. But I did build it after the manner which the Lord had shown unto me. Wherefore it was not after the manner of men. Let's take a moment there. So again, Nephi had no idea how to build a ship. He didn't understand how to work the wood properly, and he didn't have to. He put his faith in Heavenly Father, and Heavenly Father showed him how to do it. Okay, here we go. And I, Nephi, did go into the mount oft, and I did pray oft unto the Lord. Wherefore the Lord showed unto me great things. And it came to pass that after I had finished the ship, according to the word of the Lord, my brethren beheld it was good, and that the workmanship thereof was exceedingly fine. Wherefore they did humble themselves again before the Lord. And it came to pass that the voice of the Lord came unto my father, that we should arise and go down into the ship. And it came to pass that on the morrow, after we had prepared all things, much fruits and meat from the wilderness, and honey in abundance, and provisions according to that which the Lord had commanded us, we did go down into the ship with all our loading and our seeds, and whatsoever thing we had brought with us, every one according to his age. Wherefore we did all go down into the ship with our wives and our children. And now my father had begat 2 sons in the wilderness. The elder was called Jacob, and the younger Joseph. And it came to pass, after we had all gone down into the ship, and had taken with us our provisions and things which had been commanded us, we did put forth into the sea, and were driven forth before the wind towards the promised land. And after we had been driven forth before the wind for the space of many days, behold, my brethren and the sons of Ishmael, and also their wives, began to make themselves merry, insomuch that they began to dance and to sing and to speak with much rudeness, yea, even that they did forget by what power they had been brought thither. Yea, they were lifted up unto exceeding rudeness. Now, I don't know exactly what rudeness means. I don't know what that means. I'm going to guess, though, or we could safely guess, that they weren't speaking in a respectful way, right? And I, Nephi, began to fear exceedingly, lest the Lord should be angry with us and smite us because of our iniquity, that we should be swallowed up in the depths of the sea. Therefore, I, Nephi, began to speak to them with much soberness. But behold, they were angry with me, saying, we will not that our younger brother shall be a ruler over us. Now, I said something interesting to my kids yesterday. We were talking about how we react sometimes. And my observation is this. Generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, when somebody gets called out for inappropriate behavior and they know that what they've done is inappropriate, generally speaking, the reaction is one of anger. So, if we find ourselves being corrected and we're angry in response, that probably tells us we already know we're in the wrong, right? And so from that point, we have a decision to make. Do we pause, admit our wrong, make it an opportunity to grow, and also an opportunity to bond ourselves closer to the person who was brave enough to tell us that we were wrong? Or do we do what these guys did? We're going to find out what they did, and it wasn't good. Here we go. Okay. And it came to pass that Laman and Lemuel did take me and bind me with cords, and they did treat me with much harshness. Nevertheless, the Lord did suffer it, that he might show forth his power unto the fulfilling of his words, which he had spoken concerning the wicked. And it came to pass that after they had bound me insomuch that I could not move, the compass, which had been prepared of the Lord, did cease to work. Wherefore they knew not whither they should steer the ship, insomuch that there arose a great storm, yea, a great and terrible tempest, and we were driven back upon the waters for the space of 3 days. and they began to be frightened exceedingly, lest they should be drowned in the sea. Nevertheless, they did not loose me. And on the fourth day, which we had been driven back, the tempest began to be exceedingly sore. And it came to pass that we were about to be swallowed up in the depths of the sea. And after we had been driven back upon the waters for the space of 4 days, my brethren began to see that the judgments of God were upon them, and that they must perish, save that they should repent of their iniquities. Wherefore they came unto me, and loosed the bands which were upon my wrists, and behold, they had swollen exceedingly. And also my ankles were much swollen, and great was the soreness thereof. Nevertheless, I did look unto my God, and I did praise him all the day long. And I did not murmur against the Lord because of my afflictions. Now, my father Lehi had said many things unto them, and also unto the sons of Ishmael. But behold, they did breathe out much threatenings against anyone that should speak for me. And my parents, being stricken in years, and having suffered much grief because of their children, they were brought down, yea, even upon their sick beds, because of their grief and much sorrow, and the iniquity of my brethren. They were brought near even to be carried out of this time to meet their God. Yea, their gray hairs were about to be brought down to lie low in the dust. Yea, even they were near to be cast with sorrow into a watery grave. And Jacob and Joseph also, being young, having need of much nourishment, were grieved because of the afflictions of their mother. And also my wife with her tears and prayers, and also my children did not soften their hearts with my brethren, that they should loose me. And there was nothing, save it were the power of God, which threatened them with destruction, could soften their hearts. Wherefore, when they saw that they were about to be swallowed up in the depths of the sea, they repented of the thing which they had done, insomuch that they loosed me. And it came to pass, after they loosed me, behold, I took the compass, and it did work. And the storm did cease, and there was great calm. And it came to pass that I, Nephi, did guide the ship, that we sailed again towards the promised land. And it came to pass that after we had sailed for the space of many days, we did arrive at the promised land. And we went forth upon the land and did pitch our tents, and we did call it the promised land. And it came to pass that we did begin to till the earth, and we began to plant seeds. Yea, we did put all our seeds into the earth, which we had brought from the land of Jerusalem. And it came to pass that they did grow exceedingly, wherefore we were blessed in abundance. And it came to pass that we did find upon the land of promise, as we journeyed in the wilderness, that there were beasts in the forests of every kind, both cow and the ox, the ass and the horse, the goat and the wild goat, and all manner of wild animals, which were for the use of men. And we did find all manner of ore, both of gold and silver and copper. Okay. So before Gandalf yells at me, let's stop that. So very interesting, right? Once again, the difference, I think, between Nephi and Lehi is that Nephi's willing to suffer anything that gets thrown out at him without complaint, and Lehi wasn't. He failed a couple of times on that one, right? And again, it's super interesting that regardless of the many miracles that Laman and Lemuel had seen, even before they got onto the water, it didn't matter. It never created faith. Faith isn't created by miracles. Faith is confirmed by miracles. I explained to my daughters this weekend, I said, look, even if Jesus Christ came down with every single angel out of heaven, I guarantee you there would still be people who wouldn't believe that he was their Savior. The human mind is miraculous, highly resistant. We are in every sense free to choose what we believe and what we do, because we can justify anything that we do. And we can justify anything that we see. We can explain it away or we can believe it. Belief, faith, must be a choice. And that choice is up to us, whether we believe it or not. Okay. Let's see here. We have a little bit of time, so let's review the 4 steps of success, and then we will jump into Legends of Runeterra. Okay. So, we believe here that you, the viewer, can do anything that you set your mind to if you follow our 4 rules. Now, on the About Me section of my Twitch page, the rules are in order of importance, but here I will say them in order of chronology. Okay, what goes first, second, third. So rule number 1, you got to dream your dream, and then write down the steps you think it's going to take to achieve your dream. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you cannot let fear be the final decision-making factor in your progress towards your dream. Fear helps us understand what is worth it to us and what is not worth it to us, but we can't operate on fear or we won't get very far. Okay? Number 3, we have to be willing to make the appropriate sacrifices to reach our goal. And number 4, keep trying. You can't give up. You're going to face defeats, maybe some failures, but keep trying. And here on this channel, to demonstrate those 4 principles, we are making our way to Platinum in Legends of Runeterra. Now, we have a different goal this season. Our goal this season is to simply touch Platinum. We have been Platinum 5 seasons in a row, so we already know we can do it. I'm just interested to know how far we can go, or not. So we're going to jump into this. We are currently Gold 1 with just a little bit of LP. We've dropped down all the way into Gold 4 and climbed all the way back up. And it is a process and a journey. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to use our new deck of Scouts, which seems to be doing very well, actually. A lot of people seem to be using this type of deck, and it's just brutal. In fact, I would go so far to say that late game decks are kind of out of favor right now. It's these early decks that just hammer and keep hammering that seem to be doing really well right now. Okay. So let's go through this together. Alright, rule number 1, we want 1, 2, and 3 cost cards, which we have. Perfect. In this case, what we will do is we will drop down Misfortune at number 3. And if they don't have anybody to defend, we'll attack. Just see how it goes.
Witness perfection, meatbags.
Okay, just pass here.
I am the future.
Alright, so actually, what I'll probably do is I'll drop down the Green Fang Warden. We'll go ahead and attack. Maybe even twice. Just remove him. I would not be surprised if he lets me hit for 4. So, there we go. Got it. Okay. That's not surprising. Alright, so this round we're going to drop in Misfortune. Ticket to the gun show. He's going to pull her. That's fine. I've got chain vest here. Alright, let's see how he responds. He surrenders. Okay. Okay. Now,
why I'm the captain.
I'm surprised, guys. I'm surprised he surrendered so quickly. But he knew his deck better than I did, so... We'll go maybe 2 more games here, and we'll call it good for the morning. Whoop. We'll go Legends. Gonna update. Whoop. There it is. Whoop. All right. So here we go. This is all going to come down to card draw. Period. That's it. All right. 1, 2, 3 cost cards. I don't think I want that, but I'm going to keep it just in case. All right. Let's see how this goes. All right. So, even if I put chain vest on him, let's just see how this goes. Okay, this is interesting. Okay. So let's do this. We're also going to call down Valor. Excellent. Yep. Oh, interesting. So, actually, I feel like that's a mistake on his part. Because I can get rid of Valor right now. Right? And it costs me nothing to do it. Alright. Because now, MF is set up to proc. Yeah, I can definitely outplay him here.
Hey there, Red. Well, that's one fantasy come true.
Alright. I already know what's going to happen, and he's going to lose.
Time for violence.
Okay.
I know what I'm
So we're going to drop this, and we're going to drop this. Okay, here we go. So, her skill won't impact me. That's not going to help her at all. It's a waste of mana. Yeah. Yeah, that's a waste of mana. We're going to go ahead and take the free shot at the Nexus. Are we? No, we're not.
I gotta show you the sights of Bilgewater.
I want to proc MF as soon as possible.
On the other hand, my shield is yours.
Okay. I don't care about losing Valor. I just want to proc.
No closer.
interesting.
Love ya.
I'm even okay to lose Quinn. If I can get MF to go,
Just like hunting for a
that's the main thing.
All eyes on me.
Yeah. Yeah, they're toast.
I'll stop you.
Alright. And we have rally. So okay. So he should grab Quinn.
You're covered.
Oh. Don't do it.
Scouting ahead.
Yeah. Yep. That's why this is so brutal.
Steel is yours.
I can't see it. It's okay.
Still apart.
We now proc Quinn.
No one escapes my aim. Fly quickly. Kill quickly.
Yeah. Yep. That's tough. Yeah. Now I get MF back.
Of course.
Yep. That's
Show them what we're made of.
kind of rough. Okay.
Just like hunting for freeze.
Actually,
Valor.
there it is. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh well. Huh. Doesn't matter.
Great.
So,
Now let's
again,
get back out there.
he had the exact same deck I did. It's just a matter of card pull. That's all. Alright, let's go one more game and we will call it good for today. Look, I keep saying this. Anybody can get to platinum. You just have to look at what's working and then keep going. Don't give up. You'll get there. Takes a while. You'll get there. Why are we facing a gold 2? That's really weird. Okay, so 3, 3, 3, 4. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay.
Flesh was weak, but look at me
So, Yep. I'll summon Valor. I won't block. I want Valor from his fortune.
now. Destiny awaits.
Alright.
System upgrade.
I'm one of the good guys, but not that good.
So he should use ignition. He should. Okay. That is not a bad play. Okay. That's not a bad play on his part. Okay, so let's put these guys in.
Axes coming right up.
Alright, this is going to force him to take Spinny Axe. Now that is fascinating. I cannot believe he did that. I wonder what he was looking for. Alright, well, this is easy. Here, here, here. Kind of in a pickle, really. Okay, that's correct. I can keep her alive though, which I probably will, actually. And we can rally. That should break them.
I'll never forget.
Okay. Okay, so he says no hook. So let's push him forward. And we can still rally.
Love ya.
Okay. What's he gonna do?
I am superior life form.
Let's go ahead and rally. Okay. See, and it is. It's a frustrating deck to work against. It just is.
Fortune smiles.
Okay. That's why it's doing so well right now. Alright, let's see. We're gold 1 with 88 LP. This might be it, guys. We might hit platinum here. This will be platinum for the 6th season in a row. Let's see if we can do it. Dismay Frost. So my deck actually counters this because that's my main deck right there. Let's roll with it. So unless something amazing happens on his part, he loses. All right, let's see. Alright, he already knows he's in trouble, and that's because he dropped in the Dreg Dredgers right away. Usually you want to hold on to these to proc deep when you're ready to go deep. He's doing it immediately because he knows he's got to get deep now, right? ASAP. All right. So, okay, so we will do this. We'll drop in Fleet Feather Tracker. Yep, see, he's going deep ASAP. He does not want to mess with this. Okay, next round, I'm going to put in the Grand Plaza. And then we're going to start making a move. Okay. Probably put... No. I'll put Bright Steel Protector in. Keeps Valor around a little bit longer. So here we go.
You're covered.
So whoever he puts down right now is dead, right? So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yep, he knows it. Okay, so now I'll get to hit for 4. Yeah.
Deal is yours.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I save her? You know, I think I do. Yeah, he's trying to go deep as soon as possible. Yep. Okay, here we go. We're at 5. Oh, that's a really bad choice, in my opinion. Oh, poor guy. Oh, man. Look at that. Whew. It's too late. We're on round 6. This is pretty much going to be it. So, okay, here we go. Yeah. Basically, just about anything he puts down right now is dead. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this'll be it. No. He's deep. But he's a little bit too late. Little bit too late. So we're gonna pull him. Whoop. There. Let's go. We're gonna hit for 8. Oh, I'm dumb. But we still hit for 8. Okay. Let's go ahead and rally. Okay. We're okay with this. Do I rally here? Maybe not. Here's what we're going to do.
He hid as he.
Bertram, I didn't expect you to.
Okay. So now I can rally. Okay? And that should be it.
Away with you, stranger.
This should be platinum. This is platinum. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Booked. Go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter which one he blocks. We win. GG. We are platinum. I told you, this deck counters the deep deck all day long. Whew. We are officially platinum. We did it. Platinum. Look, guys, 6 seasons in a row. If you can understand your deck and you can pivot, you can see what's working currently and what's not working, then you can do it too. This is not magic. I'm not super brainy or anything like that. It's just a matter of observation and being patient and being persistent. You can be platinum too. Okay? So we've hit our first goal for the year, which is to hit platinum. Now we're going to continue to play and see where we end up. We might end up in gold 4. We might end up plat 2 or 1. I don't know. We're going to keep playing and see what we do. And that's going to be the different thing this season. Where do we go? Only time will tell. And as always, I appreciate your time spending with me here. Thank you so much. We will see you guys again tomorrow morning. And until then, you guys make it a great day. Take care.